This gate is the witness of the Napoleonic era, but Fontainebleau is not just one monarch's palace. The royal home of the kings of France passed down from generation to generation from the Middle Ages to the 19th century. Our visit starts at the wing added by Louis XV. A gallery of splendors that houses a collection of paintings that would evoke the most important historical events in the history of the chateau has to be crossed in order to reach the plate gallery. Here, 128 Sèvres porcelain plates are set in Renaissance Revival style wood paneling, presenting some of the key events that occurred during the reigns of the greatest sovereigns. This 11-room guest apartment is the most sumptuous living space in the palace. Pope Pius VII stayed here since 1804 and became Napoleon's prisoner in 1812 and 1814. It is in fact presented today as a double princely apartment from the Second French Empire. Come take a peek of the Royal Chapel of the Trinity that we'll see in details later on. There are 3 remarkable historical rooms built as part of the king's apartments, and they make up the greatest decorative artifacts of the French Renaissance. And we owe them all to François Ier that this gallery holds his name. This vast room was for the king's guards, who watched over the entrance to the monarch's apartment. This sumptuous ballroom makes the second Renaissance masterpiece. It features pillars wrapped in oak paneling with fluted pilaster columns. The rich coffered ceiling is covered with moon emblems and Henri II's motto. These 2 rooms evoke the memory of the most famous monarch of the Middle Ages, Louis IX, known as Saint Louis. Like a delicate casket inlaid with precious painting, the Louis XIII Salon was formerly the room adjacent to the king's bedchamber. The tapestry room, which served as an antechamber, used to be the queen's guard room. The longest room of the castle, called Diana Gallery, blew my mind away. This huge globe once belonged to the first emperor of the French, of course. From Queen Marie de Médicis, wife of Henri IV, to Empress Eugénie, all of queens of France occupied this room. Marie Antoinette didn't have the chance to spend one single night in this bed she ordered. You know what happened later on. The king's bedchamber no longer looks like it did in the Ancien Régime. After the revolution in 1808, Napoleon I turned it into a throne room. In this bedroom, Napoleon attempted to poison himself following his abdication that he signed between the 4th and 6th of April 1814 in this exact room on this exact red chair. We go down to the church of the former convent of Trinitor that was rebuilt by François Ier. It was not until the reign of Henri IV that it got its vault we see today. It fell to Napoleon Bonaparte when he became emperor to restore the palace after the French Revolution. Very close to the Cour d'Honneur, where Napoleon first bade farewell to his old guard on 20 April 1814, there is now a museum dedicated entirely to the French Empire that goes from 1804 to 1814. The dining table, a showcase of power since the Ancien Régime, became an opportunity for the emperor to display the pomp and ceremony of his regime by reviving the traditions of the monarch. The elm cradle, which was in the bedroom of the Tuileries Palace, where Napoleon Joseph Charles was born on the 20th of March 1811. as well as the paintings of Napoleon I's son and the collection of toys given to this child to further his education, give us an insight of a difficult birth for Marie Louise. You cannot visit a French castle without, of course, going for a tour in the splendid gardens. I mean, the French are known for that. Formerly the Queen's private garden, this garden is bordered by the monarch's most intimate spaces, redesigned in the style of an English landscape garden and planted with the remarkable trees such as catalpa and an American tulip tree. It takes its name from a fountain decorated with the statue of Diana, the Huntress. Facing south, the carp pond owes its name to the famous carp which have been at Fontainebleau since Henri IV. What a joyful moment to spend here, admiring the different creatures in their natural habitat. The creation of the Grand Parterre between 1660 and 1664, the largest in Europe, 14 hectares, reflects Louis XIV's desire for open spaces at Fontainebleau. We reached our end of our tour. I hope you liked it, and until next time.